it's Carolyn the Contest Queen, and I am doing a spontaneous live. It's going to be short because I'm super busy today, but I got something in the mail that I just had to open on video and talk about. I'm so excited. So if you have been following me for any length of time, you know that I write sweepstakes books. And I'm currently writing my next one called Prizes, Prizes Everywhere. And in that book, I'm including a new chapter called Winning Resources. And I'm linking everybody, not just to me as a teacher, but all the other teachers out there that are just as enthusiastic and passionate about the hobby as I am. And I've been speaking with Di Coke, who is my contest queen soul sister, because she's the comp queen, because she resides in the UK. And somewhere along the line in conversation with her, I mentioned that I only had an e-copy of her book. And so she just mailed me a copy of her book. I'm so happy. I love it. It's so good. So, and this is why I want everyone to know about all the other teachers, because oh, look, she signed it. I love it. I have a collection that I want to show you. I've got a whole box over here I want to show everybody. And yeah, it says, Carolyn, thanks for all your support. Stay lucky. Die. Oh, I love it. So the reason I love teaching people about other teachers is because it is impossible to know everything about anything. Not everybody knows one thing, everything there is to know. And I have been learning this whole time I've been teaching. So yes, I understand a lot of stuff, but there's always a new trick. There's always a new platform. There's always a new tip. And then the platforms keep changing. And then there's a new software. And then there's a new type of competition. And then there's always something new. So even as much as I can stay on top of it, it's really important to not just learn from one source. This is the other reason that contest clubs are really fun, because you can learn from your fellow classmates, or clubmates rather. So, see, hang on. I've got StreamYard on, so I can start putting. See, Shirley says, I love watching her and the others from the UK. Right? Isn't that fun? So here, I'm just going to show you some of the sweepstakes books I have. I have literally had this huge, I can barely lift it, blue bin full of sweepstakes books. Yes, there are that many. And I know this isn't all of them. When I was married, my ex was really supportive of this hobby, and he was getting me all kinds of books. So I've got a couple on the shelf because I'm referencing this one. I have every single edition of Advertising and Marketing Law in Canada, which sounds kind of weird, but believe it or not, since I've been getting these from the lawyers that write it, and I used to go when they had them, they used to have a book launching party, and I was the only non-lawyer in the room. And so, but what is my number one tip? Always read the rules. Who writes the rules? Lawyers. There's a lot of stuff about sweepstakes from a legal perspective in here. I really need to do a marketing book for sweepstakes to target the marketers so they can understand the hobby, because a lot of times they create this promotion and then they call the lawyers and say, hey, I want rules for this. And the lawyers say, that's not legally possible. So you should have a concept, consult the legal team, make sure it's possible, make adjustments, and then proceed with the designing of the promotion. It doesn't always work that way. So some of my favorites, I have some other textbooks. This is actually another textbook called Lotteries and Sweepstakes. This is fairly old. This was from 1972, and it is this was in New York. So it was first published in London in 1932. It was reissued in New York in 1972. So some of this information dates back almost 100 years. That's kind of cool. This hobby isn't new. And I got permission to quote from this book from the publisher. I'm just waiting for the paperwork now, but I had a long discussion with the publisher about a week ago, and I get to quote a little bit of Selma's book. By the way, you can find a lot of these on thrift books. I think I've been finding them on some of the newer ones because I wanted other copies. But she talks about giveaways in the United States since 1900. I mean, this hobby isn't going away. It's only changing and it's only growing. Now, there's another book I have 2 copies of. I love this. Now, I had 4. How I had 4 at one time, I don't know. I had 4 of these. I had 2 of this and 2 of that. So in 2017, when I finally met Steve in person, I had him autograph all 4, and I gave away 2, and I kept 2. Now, Steve is kind of fun. He's known as the Sweepstakes King. His book focuses on, because this is an older book, it focuses on mail-in, mail-in, game shows, lotteries, right? And contests, more like recipe type contests, which are coming back. Actually, that's why Selma's book's interesting, because the creative aspect of sweepstakes is coming back with, submit a photo, submit a video, submit a TikTok, submit a, that kind of stuff is kind of coming back, but in a new form. Oh, Tammy says, my favorite is Ancient. It's from the Skylars. Wait, this one? Oh, and the one I have is in a plastic binder. I forgot who wrote it. I'll have to dig it out. Wait, I might have one of those too. I don't know. It might be. Oh, this was from the UK. I have a couple. So this is the one from the Skylars. This is really old. I do quote them because they talk about, this is seeded contests, I think. What's the one that I quoted from them? Yeah, I must have. One of them I quote seeded contests, which is basically like Ronald Dahl's book, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, where you have to find the golden ticket. So that's a seeded contest. Not unlike McDonald's Monopoly. You got to find the winning ticket. That is a seeded contest or a sweepstakes, but it's still seeded because they seed the winning tickets throughout the thing. So here's one I have in plastic, which is called I'm a Winner Because, a guide to winning consumer competitions, but it's from the UK. This one is out of its surlocks because I had to copy it for, I can't remember what I was doing. But this is it's called A Couple's Guide to Winning the Locals. It's by the Saywards. The cover design was by Carolyn Sayward. It's by David and Terry Brown. I must have met them in person because, oh my God, it's autographed. I think I need to find another surlocks to put it back together. I didn't remember that it was autographed. It says, I met them in 2005. Oh my God, this was my very first sweepstakes convention. Carolyn, wishing you all the great prizes in life and what the UPS can bring. Win big, Terry Brown. How cool is that? For my very first sweepstakes convention. See, I've been collecting these things so long, I don't even remember. Then we have, so this is kind of like the title, Prizes, Prizes, Prizes by Alan Terrell, Winning Ways in Contests, Sweepstakes, and State Lotteries. Then, of course, oh my gosh, and I don't have the movie in here. It's in with the DVDs, but the prize winner of Defiance, Ohio. I was lucky enough to meet some of the Affadaisies. Let's see what anybody else make a comment. Oh, Elaine says, I only have yours. Okay, you need to step up the game, Elaine. This was from Sharon Elaine. I did a podcast with her a long time ago. I'd love to get a hold of her and do another video. Hers was Ready, Click, Win. And one of the things I liked about her attitude was I'd say, oh, I'm going to sweepstakes or I'm going to go enter a contest. And she doesn't say that. She says, I'm going to win. Like she's like already in her brain, she's already winning. She's not contesting or not entering. She's winning. And so she's already ahead. I'm like, we must remember that. Tammy says the Skylars is the same one I have, but the binder one is different. Okay, I have a couple more. So yeah, some of these are so old. Like, look how this one's put together. This is called How to Win Cash Contesting. And It was copyright 1953 by the publisher. And look, it looks like it's all just typed out. It's I should do a show where I read each one. Then I have How I Won 2000 Sweepstakes Prize Contest by William Danch. I wonder if any of these people are still around. Then I have R. Young's Guide to Entering Sweepstakes. Then I have Canadian Sweepstakes Contest Handbook. This is also another business one. This is one from Contest Express. And it was an agency, and there were, it's another business style one. Because I like them both, because I not only teach people how to win, I run giveaways and viral market them for companies. So I like knowing both sides of the hobby. Now, I found this one day when I was in Indigo one day, and we're at Starbucks. And I looked over at the magazine rack and I thought, oh my gosh, I have to buy this. And so I think I did a blog post on that. I think I recreated it in there. Then I have this wee one called The ABCs of Entering and Winning Sweepstakes, Tips and Tricks for Entering Sweepstakes with Your Feline. This is very specific. Yes, Joanne says, think positive. Yes, you have to think positive. I have this other little one. This was by Hope Shaw. Hope used to live near my in-laws when I was married. So every time we go to see them, I'd always have lunch and an afternoon of sweepstaking with her and sometimes some of her friends. And one time we had a huge luncheon. Oh my God, it was so fun. How to enter and win contests. She had a little book. I have another business book called Sweepstakes Prize Promotion Games and Contests. This is by Jeffrey Feynman. Now, Jeffrey Feynman also wrote the Prize Winners Handbook, and he released a new one, which I don't have, which I must get a hold of. He also signed it because he was at the 2008 convention. Did I get it? And I had him sign this one too, because I knew he was going to be there. So yeah, this collection, a lot of these are signed. I will never be giving those away. I also have this. I don't know how I got this book. This was from William Sunners, How to Win Prize Contests. And I printed it out. It was a PDF. Why I printed it, I have no idea. If it's a PDF, I should just put it on my Kindle, which I need to win a new one of. Anybody has any Kindle contests, send them my way. Sweepstakes for Fun and Profit it's for the Norwood Tradings Company Hobby Series. I wonder who wrote it. It doesn't say. Is there a year on this one? I haven't seen some of these. I save these, and then every time I write a new book, I pull them all out and look for jewels to include or to. This is How to Use the Law of Attraction to Win Contests by Stephen Scott. He's a multiple contest winner. I've chatted with him on the phone. Again, another autographed copy. You can Google that one. Now, this is from Lynn Banks Goutbeck. Now, she's passed away. And Melanie Rocket, who wrote she wrote this with Melanie Rocket, who wrote the foreword for my first book, is still out in BC. And I'm actually trying to get a hold of her to possibly include something in my next book. This one's by Jonathan Wiwick. Oh, I am not good with pronunciations of some names. Warchenska? I hope I pronounced this right. This is it's a story, it's different people. He was the one that wrote a software package called Sweepstakes Ninja that isn't really around anymore. So, and then there's a book. I think this is actually tips on how to do this. This is called The $1 Million Mom, no sweepstakes necessary to be a stay-at-home mom. And she does all kinds of things from couponing to sweepstakes to save money. This is very old. This book was 35 cents originally. How crazy is that? This year, the year on this one is, okay, it was written in 1938. And it's A Ticket to Fortune, the story of sweepstakes, lotteries, and contests by Eric Bender. So I know, how crazy is that, eh? I love it. Tickets to Fortune. And look at this. Look at some of the pictures of, I just passed one. They're showing lottery tickets back in the day. I mean, how crazy, right? So yeah, this hobby, if anybody ever thinks that this is going to die out at any time soon, no. Now I have this. I wonder if I couldn't get this transferred to CD or upload it to YouTube. I wonder what the copyright would be on that if I get into trouble. But I have this videotape called The Secrets of Winning Sweepstakes. I don't even know what year it is. Oh, 1988. And let's see who's in it. I wonder if it's still around. Anyway, I don't even remember seeing this. Then I have another one by Jeffrey Feynman. Did I get him to sign this one? No, I must have got this one afterwards because it's not autographed. He wrote, Don't Depend on Chance, How to Win, Sweepstakes, Contests, Lotteries, and Bingo! An expert shows you how to improve the odds and be a winner. So he's also a prolific writer of books. I should get him on my YouTube channel and interview him. That would be fun. I think I should email him today. You never know. I know it's Saturday, but let's face it, everybody is connected now. And then the last one I have in the pile is called And the Lucky Winner Is The Complete Guide to Winning Sweepstakes and Contests by Carolyn and Roger Tyndall with Tad Tuluja. And this one's this looks like it feels like it's from the 70s. Am I right? No, I think it's, where? 1982. I was close. This was 1982. I see. And they're quoting somebody in here, 1944 something. So that's another. But look, this one's so old. It's falling apart. The binding has come apart. It's so old. So what I'll do is I'll post a link after I do this. Joanne says Margot says there's a couple Kindle contests. Thanks. And I won your very first book years ago. Well, guess what? Of course, I wouldn't be the contest queen if when my next book comes out, I didn't have a contest. So there won't be many opportunities to win. I'm probably going to do the same thing that I did with Helene's book when it first came out. And I hold a 6-day contest. And every day I start a new platform, but you have 6 days from that to enter on that platform. So it kind of staggers. So I did my blog, my newsletter, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. And this time I'm going to try TikTok. We'll see how that goes. So I'm going to do 7 different ways to enter. The one for TikTok is I'm going to have to figure out how to do the drawing. So that's my next thing. Oh, Bonnie says, so fun. Thanks for all the good book information. Yeah, it's kind of cool. So this is Dies. It's still for sale. I know she's going to update it next year. But, you know, the one thing I say is the core of the hobby doesn't change. The absolute core of the hobby does not change. So, you know, reading the rules, using software, being organized, making sure you're eligible, all these different things, you know, maximizing your odds, that doesn't change. That does not change at all. And it hasn't changed. You know, again, even back in Helene's day or in the days of the Affadaisies and the prize winner of Defiance, Ohio, what did they always do? They read the rules. They made sure that they were following the rules to a T when they entered so they would not be disqualified. So that, you know, like I said, the core of the hobby doesn't change. So I just wanted to pop on and do like a little shout out to Di. And you can check her out. Her website and it's brilliant marketing. I love her marketing. It's super lucky, but not .com. She bought .me. So her website reads Super Lucky Me. She's a smart cookie. She also has something in her background that I don't. She has a graphics background, so she can do some graphics and things a little better. Yeah, see, she's got her website right on the back there. How clever. Yeah, so Shirley says Di has some great videos on YouTube. Yeah, so she has, that's one thing she has a skill set a little better than me. She can do the videos and the graphics and the stuff. So whereas I have more of the marketing background and that side of it, she has more of that side of it. So it's actually, that's why it's good, because we kind of balance each other off. Hey, Robert said, you said positive. Helene's positive energy gave you a headache. Does anybody else make that happen to you? Like maybe your boyfriend's positive energy giving you a headache because he's so positive? That's funny. No, he doesn't. He doesn't give me a headache. No, Helene was just so energized that I talked about this in a previous video, and that Helene was so tapped into the universal consciousness that just being around her for a few days. Also, I think my energy level was lower. I think from where I am now, energetically, if I went and hung out with her for 4 days or another week, that wouldn't happen now, because over the time I've been able to raise my vibration. So I think her and I would be more in tune and I wouldn't get a headache. So now that I think about that. Anyway, I just wanted to pop on and show you my wee crazy collection of sweepstakes books that I'm using to reference when I'm writing, and pulling a little bit of the past into the future and showing that it's a continuum and that what's old is new again. And you have to follow the rules if you're going to win, and that you're going to have fun. So stay tuned, because I'm changing up a lot of the books. So if you've bought my first ones or won my first ones, make sure you're getting this one, because again, like I said, the core will be the same, but all the stories are different. I'm adding in new chapters. I'm adding in new tips. I'm covering new social media platforms like TikTok. And so stay tuned for that. And if you have any questions, post them below, because I will be, I can answer those later. Or I do a monthly sweepstakes Q&A. Being December, I'm skipping it because, let's face it, we're all too busy this month. That's why I didn't even announce this. I just decided, when I got Di's book in the mail, I just decided, I was going to just pop on and do this, no announcement. And so yeah, leave your questions below, or you can mail questions at contestqueen.com and I'll answer them. And go check out Di. You can buy hers on Kindle too. Like, I just wanted, a nice soft cover for my collection. But let's face it, the Kindle versions of all our books are much cheaper. So if you have a Kindle or the app on an iPad or the app on your phone, you can get all these books probably half the price of what they are for a cover, and they take up no space. So let me know if you have any questions below, and I will answer them later. Have a great afternoon.